are you? Today I brought you a recipe that will be a huge hit in your home. It's a skillet snack, actually a healthy and delicious recipe with no wheat flour, no butter, no oil, and it's ready in minutes. You can change up the filling according to your preference, but I brought a really delicious filling here. It will please the whole family, it's super affordable, a great dinner option, sometimes for the weekend, or an afternoon snack. Stay until the end because you won't want to miss it. First of all, if you're new here, welcome. Enjoy, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. I have new videos with nutrition tips every day and healthy recipes too. You won't want to miss them. This first part is super easy. Actually, the whole thing is easy, but this first part uses a blender, which makes it even simpler. I'm going to put the egg in my blender jar to mix. Just a reminder, I have videos where I talk more about eggs and the other ingredients I'm going to use. I'm adding unsweetened soy milk here, which is my choice, but you can use cow's milk or whatever you're used to consuming at home. So I have videos where I talk more about the different ingredients here, and I'll remind you that the ingredients, quantities, and nutritional information will be down below in the description. I'm going to add olive oil, which is my choice of fat here. I'm going to add oat flour because instead of using wheat, I'm going to use oats here since it has more fiber, more protein, and contains oat beta-glucan, which will also help us improve cholesterol level. I'm going to add oat bran. I use this proportion here because oat bran has less carbohydrate and more fiber, so it's going to be healthier for you, helping to lower the glycemic index. If you're dealing with constipation or bloating, this will be great for you. Now I'm going to add regular baking powder and salt for seasoning. Let's blend this batter here, which is our first step. Now I'm going to make my suggested filling for you. First, I'm going to heat up my frying pan a bit and add the olive oil so that before anything else, we can saute the onion. Remember that onion is super rich in fiber, excellent for our health and our immune system. And as you already know from other videos, but it's always good to emphasize, nowadays more than ever, that there are several studies showing that when we consume more garlic and more onion, our immunity gets stronger and we become healthier. So let's wait for this onion to soften a bit. You can make whatever filling you like at home. It's really up to you. You can even take something left over from the fridge and use it as filling. The vegetables you have left over, the meat from yesterday, the chicken from yesterday. When you make it, come back to this video and tell me what filling you used, because I'd love to know. Maybe I'll even get inspired. Now I'm going to add the chopped tomatoes. I removed the seeds so it wouldn't get too watery, but depending on the style of filling, you want to make creamier or less creamy. I'm going to add ricotta here later, but if you don't have it, it's up to you. Now I'm going to add the chicken to the dish. I cooked it with some salt and also added a bit of turmeric while cooking, and then I shredded it into pieces. That's why some pieces are more yellow, because of the turmeric. And I'm going to add a bit of salt here, black pepper, and green onions, which I think go really well with chicken. Remember that we're adding the lycopene from the tomato here, as well as the anti-inflammatory properties of turmeric. The smell is amazing. This filling is not only very tasty, but also very nutritious. So, now that this is already sauteed, I turn off the heat and add my fresh ricotta to make it a bit creamier. Remember that ricotta contains protein, has little fat, and will make it creamier than if you used a fatty cheese. It's healthier, a light and tasty option, and gives the recipe the perfect consistency. Everything is already mixed here. I'm just going to finish incorporating the ingredients. I'll grab my other pan so we can put everything together. I've got everything here to show you. I've already brought over the stove and everything, but look, my pan is completely cold. We're going to assemble it without turning on the heat first. Here I have a non-stick pan, but just to be safe, I'm going to grease it a little with olive oil to make sure nothing sticks. So I've greased the sides and everything. And now I'm going to take a portion of our batter, about half of it. See how the consistency has already changed? I'll spread it here on the bottom. Look, the heat is still off. Now I'm going to add the filling and we'll put it in little by little, spreading it out. Everything is still cold here. Look, I've already added the chicken filling and now I'm going to add some pieces of light mozzarella cheese. Why am I putting it in slices here, you might wonder? Well, it's simply to make it easier for me to spread the batter on top later without it sticking directly to the cheese itself. So I'm cutting it right here just to make sure we can try to cover pretty much everything with the cheese. It's ready. The cheese is already in place. Now we'll add the rest of the batter to finish it off. And look, since we put the cheese here, it's easier because it won't stick to the chicken underneath, and it's easier for us to spread it like this. Done. I've finished adding the rest of the batter. Now I'm going to sprinkle a bit of oregano here because I think it will give a special flavor as well as bring several benefits. I have a video about oregano and oregano tea. To learn more, check the description below. I'm going to turn this on now. Look, on low heat. I'll even set it to number 2 here, which is really low. Set it to the lowest setting at your home, and I'll cover it. I'll be right back to show you how it's turning out. Hold on. You can already see that it's changed color. Look how beautiful the cheese is bubbling. It's opaque, and look, when we do this, it comes loose. What am I going to do now? Good thing I greased it. I'm going to grab a plate and flip it, just like we do with an omelet. Hold on. It worked. It's golden on this side, really beautiful, and it's already firmer. I'll wait about 2 minutes just so it can brown on the other side, and I'll bring it here. I'll cut a piece so you can see. The smell is wonderful. It's definitely delicious. In total, it took about 13 minutes, counting both sides. It turned out beautiful. I'm going to cut a piece. Look, let's cut a piece here. This dough has an amazing texture. Make it at home. You're going to love it. I'll open it up here so you can see the cheese. How delicious! I'm going to cut a piece here so you can see how it turns out. Look at the texture of this dough. So I put it here on the plate, but I've already set one aside for myself because I just can't resist. In fact, this piece here is going to be my lunch. With a salad, it's perfect. So tell me, after all, what filling are you going to make at home? Or are you going to make it exactly like mine? It smells wonderful. Share this recipe with someone who needs it. Let's spread kindness together. That's what I want for the channel. And give the video a like because that helps me out. Look at this. Look at this cheese. How delicious. I really want to try it. See you next time. Bye.